Hi, this is Karen from RazzleDazzleInk.com. Today I want to share with you a unique gift card holder project, and over the next few weeks I'll be making more videos with some other unique gift card holders. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and receive notifications of when new videos are posted. So this is the gift card holder that I would like to show you how to make today. I did not come up with this design. I actually copied it from another demonstrator who's based in Denmark, and she had made a video on this. Unfortunately, it was all in Danish, and I was able to figure it out, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name, but I would like to give her the credit that she came up with this. So anyway, this is a cute little gift card holder that's actually a card, and then there's the pocket here in the front for the gift card. So let's get started. The first thing I'd like to show you is a template that I created, and I converted this her measurements from centimeters and millimeters into inches, and I will be posting this on my blog, so you'll be able to see this at RazzleDazzleInk.com and visit my stamping blog. So I will leave this here for just a minute if you want to take a screenshot of this. What we need is a 7" by 10.5" piece of cardstock, and then we're going to do some scoring, and I will show you how to put everything together. So I will have this available on my blog. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm using a cardstock called Mossy Meadow, and again I have this cut 7" by 10.5". And I am going to come in with my paper trimmer that has scoring measurements on it, and hopefully you can see that in the camera. The first thing that we're going to do, well, this tool has a cutting blade and a scoring blade, so I want to make sure to use the lighter colored piece here to do my scoring. So the first thing that we're going to do is along this long edge I'm going to score at 3.5. And then I'm going to slide my cardstock over to 7". Alright, 7". Let's get it on the mark here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is rotate my cardstock, and then I'm going to score at 3.5". The trick to this part of the scoring is I'm only going to come down to this score line. So 3.5", and I'm going to score at this first score mark, line that up to there. Then I'm going to slide this over and score at 5". And this score line is going to come all the way down to this second score line. So we're going to score that. And if you see on my score blade here, there's a little line on the side. I can line that up with my score mark, and that's how I know I'm lined up. Okay, so my scoring is done. Let me get my cutter out of the way. Alright, so there's my piece all scored. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bone folder. Well, before I do any of that folding, I'm actually going to need to remove a couple pieces of this cardstock. So this rectangle, and this rectangle all get cut right off of this piece. So I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm just going to simply remove those rectangles. And then that'll leave us with our card base. Okay, we're almost done. I'm just cutting right on those score lines. Alright, and then this is a scrap piece that we won't need. So now, if you turn it like this, you'll see we have this little step shape here. This is our card base. And now we can use our bone folder and fold this to get nice crisp creases. So first, on this long score line, you're going to fold this right in. Give it a nice solid crease. This piece is actually going to fold back. Now I must have messed up my scoring a little bit, because you can see how this overlaps a little. So if that happens to you, all you need to do is bring your paper trimmer back in, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off, just so it's kind of even. Not much, but I would like it to be even. So that overhangs just a little bit. You get the idea. Oh, and the same for this one. You see how much I overshot on that one. So we're going to have to trim that off too. Let me just lift this up so I can get my cutter in there. So when you're scoring these, just make sure that you use some precision measuring. For the sake of this video, I was just kind of in a rush. Okay, so I've got this folded with my steps like this. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, again, just make sure that these are creased really well. And today I'm going to be using some designer series paper from the Heartwarming Hugs package that's featured in the Stampin' Up! Holiday Mini Catalog. It's double-sided. I love the paper because they're fantastic designs and colors for the holidays, but you can also use them for other things as well. So let me show you what I've got cut here. I made these little signs to show the measurements. So my cardstock piece is 7 by 10.5, and then I also have another piece of matching cardstock from Mossy Meadow that's cut 2.5 by 4.25. And then I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock that's an insert, and I cut that to 3.25 by 4.75, and that is going to go on the inside of my card. For my decorative paper, I've got one piece cut to 3.25 by 6.75 inches, and that's this piece that I'm going to be using. That'll get mounted on the inside of my card. I have one piece 3.25 by 4 inches. That is this piece that matches. That's going to go right on the front, lower front panel. And then I have another piece that's cut 3.25 by 3.25, and that will get adhered into this section of the gift card holder. So that's kind of how that goes together. So I just wanted to give you those measurements. Again, this information will be posted right on my blog with the project. Now before I continue, what I wanted to do was round the corners of my gift card just to kind of soften this up a little bit. And so to do that, I'm just using a standard corner rounder punch. And of course, we've got our corner rounder piece, and I want to just round the edges of this side. So I'm going to corner round here. I'm going to corner round this piece. And then I'm going to corner round here. So this piece goes here. This piece goes here. I'm going to corner around that to match. And then I'm going to also just corner around the top two corners of this piece. Very easy to do. And then this one gets mounted inside, so this will get corner rounded as well. And then this is the inside of my card, so this is going to be corner rounded on this top left corner only. And that's done. Okay, so now what I can start to do, before I assemble anything else, I'm going to put my designer series paper on the front of my gift card holder. So I'm just going to use my adhesive. Actually, I want to use some liquid glue instead, because if I need to position it at all, it'll be a little easier to do. So I'm just going to put some liquid adhesive on that. And we'll glue this right on here. Okay, then I'm going to open this up. Now you can see this doesn't go all the way to the bottom. I specifically cut it short. Why waste the paper since it's going to be covered up anyway? So you can cut this to any length that you really choose. I just didn't want to go all the way to the bottom and waste the paper. So we're going to glue this down. Alright, and that's going to get mounted right up to that part of the front of the card. Now what we can do is we want to adhere this down. So I am actually going to use some tear and tape from Stampin' Up, and this is a super strong double-sided adhesive, and I'm just going to put it along the bottom edge of my gift card holder, and then I'm also going to put it along the side here, and that'll seal my pocket and for the insert. So all we do is just mash that down and peel that coating off, and that gives you the double-sided tape exposed. Alright, so then this just will get folded right down. Give it a press, and now you have this little pocket right in there to slip your gift card. So the gift card would get mounted right on this piece of cardstock. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and adhere it right on to that. Okay. Liquid glue goes a long way. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. And now I'm going to want to also put this down. But since this is a white piece of cardstock and I want to do some stamping on that, I'm going to do my stamping before I adhere that in case I make a mistake. Now the stamp set that I'm going to be using today is called Perfectly Plaid, and what I love about this stamp set is there's a matching punch to actually punch out those trees, and that's called the Pine Tree Punch. So I'm going to be using those today, and I'm going to be using the greetings out of this stamp set. So the first thing that I'd like to do, I'm going to use Real Red ink pad, and I'm going to just stamp a greeting in here. It says, "May this special season be wrapped in love and joy." So I'm going to just stamp that right on my white cardstock. And then what I've done is I've taken the stamp that says "Ho Ho Ho" and I stamped it on a piece of Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and I die cut the little banner out using the Tasteful Labels Framelits pack, and I stamped the greeting in Mellow Moss ink to match my cardstock. So now I'm just going to adhere this right onto my white piece of cardstock. Put some glue on there. And it just breaks it up a little bit. I thought it was a cute little touch to do that. And then I'm going to adhere this right on the inside of my card. Again, I'm going to just put some liquid glue on there. Mount this in here. Okay. Oops, see, I did that a little crooked, so I can reposition it with the liquid glue. Perfect. And there's my little pocket. Now what I've done is I've also used the Tasteful Labels framelits, and I've die cut another shape out of that, and then I embossed another greeting out of the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. I used this one, and I embossed it in gold embossing powder, and I'm going to put that right up here. So I put some dimensionals on here in advance. Peel that backing off. And I think the gold embossing powder just adds a nice bit of elegance to this. So we'll adhere that. And then what I've also done is I've used the little tree out of the stamp set, and I also gold embossed one on Mossy Meadow cardstock and one on Real Red cardstock. So now what I'm going to do is take my pine tree punch, line that up, and punch out a tree. There's my little tree. And I'm going to do the same for the red. Lining it up and punch. Very easy. Next, what I'm going to do is I was just going to put some dimensionals on the backs of these, and I was going to use these right on the front of my card like that. So this one I'll probably glue down flat first. Put some glue on that. Put this down. And then I'm going to use some little dimensionals to pop that up and give it some lift. These are the little mini dimensionals. Alright, let me peel the backings off of that. Get that off. Alright, and then this is just going to be layered, kind of staggered right over that. So you can see the elegance that that gold embossing adds to this project. Last but not least, I did corner around these edges, the corners on this piece, and I'm just going to punch a hole right in the center. Leave enough room for my gift card. And then I have a piece of Real Red sheer ribbon. And what I'm going to do is just feed this through the hole. Folded this in half so both points go in at the same time. Feed this through and wrap it right around just to create a little, see if my fingers will work. There we go. And then I'll just trim off some of the excess. And then I can attach my gift card right on here, and it tucks nicely into that little pocket. So that was my little gift card for today. It's a gift card holder and a card. So I hope you like that. Let me show you another sample that I made using the same layout. This particular one uses Trimming the Town Designer Series paper that's featured in the Stampin' Up! Holiday Mini Catalog. And I used the same labels cut out on here. This one fits perfectly on this size. And then I did the same stamping on the inside. I used Misty Moonlight, and then the coordinating papers, and then an old olive ribbon. So just so you had an idea of that sample. And then last but not least, I have one other one that I made that's not Christmas or holiday related. This one I actually used the Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. I used the stitched nested labels dies, and I used the shaded spruce cardstock. And then my greeting and butterflies actually comes from the Butterfly Gala stamp set and coordinating punch. So you can do these for any occasion, and they're super fun and something completely different. So I hope you enjoy those. I hope you give it a try. And again, check back on YouTube here for my additional videos that will be coming up showcasing more gift card holders. I hope you like that, and thanks for watching.